Well, hi. Thanks for joining me as we talk about practice problem number 9, which is a challenge problem. It uses a lot of the same probability that we've been talking about, but this one starts introducing a variable, and the tree diagrams aren't explicitly drawn out for us, so there's a little more thinking involved. But let's take a look and let's see what's going on here. So what do we got? We've got a bag contains n marbles, 2 of which are blue. Haley plays a game in which she randomly draws marbles out of the bag, one after another, without replacement. So that's really important to know. So when she takes the marble out, she's setting it aside and doesn't put it back in the bag. The game ends when Haley draws a blue marble. Okay, so I'm actually going to sketch a little picture here. Let's see how my drawing skills are working. Let's see here. So I've got some little bag. My pen won't work. So here's my little bag. Okay. Now inside this bag, I've got 2 blue marbles. And then I've got n other marbles, or I should have n marbles in total. So I've got a whole bunch of marbles. I don't know how many. N total marbles. Man, we had our friends. Oh, who were our friends? Where are they? Heck, I've lost our friends. I forget their names. Priyanka. Our friends Priyanka and Jorge, they were drawing discs out of our bag. We had some other friends that were spinning a spinner. Now we've got Haley who's pulling marbles out of a bag. We've got a lot of really bored people and IB problems here. Alright, so this is my setup that I've got. So part A says find the probability in terms of n. So as soon as I see in terms of n, this is telling me n will be in my answer. So my answer is going to have an n in it. That's okay. So find the probability the game will end on her first draw. Alright, well, the game ends when she draws a blue marble. So here's what I need. I need the probability of a blue marble. Okay, well, let's see. How many of our marbles are blue? Well, I know that I have 2. See in the picture here as well. I have 2 blue marbles. And how many marbles do I have in total? Well, I have n marbles in total. So there you go. This is the probability that we're going to draw a blue marble on our first draw. Okay, so let's take a look at part B. Part B says find the probability, again in terms of n, so I know n will be in my answer, that the game will end on her second draw. Okay, so now I got to think about what's going to have to happen here. In order for the game to end on her second draw, this means she's going to have to draw a blue marble. Well, let's see. I mean, I could do this using a tree diagram if I want to. So let's think about how we could do this, how we could set this up using a tree diagram. So on our first draw, Haley could draw a blue marble, or Haley could draw, I'm going to use probability notation, a not blue marble. It doesn't tell us what the colors are. We just know there's blue and then some other blue. So this is her first draw. Now, for her second draw, okay, again, Haley could draw a blue marble, or she could draw a not blue marble. Now, again, if the not blue marble, she could draw a blue marble, or she could draw a not blue marble, and this would be on her second draw. Okay? So, we want to know, find the probability the game will end on her second draw. Remember, the game ends when she draws a blue marble. Alright? So, if the game ends when she draws a blue marble, and we want the game to end on the second draw, what has to happen on the first draw? Well, that means on the first draw, if we want the game to end, what happens if she draws a blue remember, the game's over. We need it to go to the second draw, which means her first draw, she has to draw a not blue marble, and then she has to draw a blue marble. Okay, well, let's think about probabilities here. So we just found the probability of drawing a blue on our first draw is going to be 2 out of n. Okay, well, how are we going to get the probability of drawing a not blue marble? Well, remember, if you remember back to some of our other examples, these two have to add up to 1. And remember, for 1 as a fraction, 1 is going to mean that I have to have n over n. Oops, sorry. 1 means that I have to have n over n. Okay? Well, so what am I going to have to do to get my numerator over here? Well, I have n total, and how many of these marbles are blue? 2 of them. So how many marbles are not blue? Like, let's think of it this way. If, let's say n were equal to 10. Let's say I had 10 marbles, and 2 of those marbles were blue. How many would be not blue? Well, 8. How did you get 8? You had to go 10 minus 2. Let's say that the total number of marbles was, I don't know, 15, and 2 of them were blue. Well, then how many were not blue? Well, 13. How did you get that? You go 15 minus 2. So it's the total number minus however many are blue. So if my total number is n, and 2 of them are blue, so I take away those 2, that gives me how many not blue. And remember, I have n marbles in total. Okay? So now, I got to go to the next draw. So I know that we need to draw a not blue, and then we need to draw a blue. So that way the game ends on her second draw. Well, okay, so now how many blue marbles do I have over here? Well, remember, what was the first marble we picked? Was it what Haley picked? Did Haley pick a blue or a not blue? She picked a not blue, which means how many blue marbles are left? Well, there's still the original 2 blue marbles in there because the one that she took out was not blue. So the 2 blue ones are still in the bag. Now, how many total marbles do we have? Well, we started out with n, and then Haley took one of them out, so how many are left? N minus the one that she took out. So using this, what's the probability of getting a not blue and a blue? So I want not blue followed by a blue. Well, the probability of not blue is n minus 2 over n, and means multiply. Blue is going to be 2 over n minus 1. That could be your answer. If you wanted to simplify this, you could get 2n minus 4 over n squared minus n. You could multiply the top, so you could distribute that 2. You could multiply the bottom. You could distribute that n. So either one of these would be acceptable for an answer for part B. Okay, try the other parts on your own, and if you have questions or want to check your work, check back with the other videos, and I'll help you out.